Franti.
Yeah, my friend Micheal Franti in Milano.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah.
We got a buddy Jay right here too.
Jay!
Come in, Lorenzo.
Io la mattina do uno
Well,
sguardo in giro. Diceva che era-
we started emailing back and forth because he was working on his album, and I love his music. And anytime I hear your new style, it makes me think of like a new style for me.
Oh,
so,
yeah? It's the same for me. È la stessa cosa per me.
So
It's like that.
yeah, so I did something with him, and then I said, it would be great to do an Italian version of Sound of Sunshine, and when you did that, I had a friend who translated all the lyrics.
Okay.
And for me into English, and it's really beautiful what you did with the words. Like it's similar, but it's not the same. But you made like a really beautiful.
But I was
interpretation.
inspired by I actually do a translation adaptation of what
Yeah.
what you've done. I love the song. It's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be. It got a potential to be a hit in Italy. To be a summer song. I love summer songs.
Yeah.
I love summer songs with the arms outside of the window of the car.
Yeah.
I always
driving.
imagine this.
Yeah.
Io ho una cosa in testa. Viale Cristoforo Colombo a Roma, che è la via che va verso Ostia. There's a big road that goes to the beach in Rome, and I imagine me in the car with the Sound of Sunshine, and the scene is perfect.
Yeah.
It's paradise.
Yeah.
Paradise. This is paradiso in terra. And so this maybe this song, finger crossed, but it can be a kind of song like that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
I always think about that too. Anytime I write a song, we have a highway in California, Highway 1, that goes along the coast.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. It passed from Big Sur,
Yeah, exactly.
the most beautiful road in the world.
And every time I think of that, anytime I write a song, I always think, can I be driving on Highway 1 and shift gears and go faster, and the song is just propelling you down the road. Wind is blowing.
Me too, when I write songs, I try always to create an ambient for them.
Yeah.
I imagine the song where, okay, this is gonna be when I make love. This is gonna be when I drive the car.
Yeah.
This is gonna be when I wanna lose myself, with the high volume.
Yeah.
And so it's cool. Yeah, but we think the same thing. I consider myself. Sometimes I say I got a brother in over the ocean.
You do,
Yeah,
of course.
I really, there's something when I listen to the new music of Micheal, and I'm always so curious because I know that this guy is gonna tell me something like a relative that is sending you a postcard, and he say what's happening in his life, and he's always inspiring me, I love and it happened since the beginning, since even when I didn't know him. I consider Micheal a brother, even when I didn't met him. 20 anni fa, quando lui era Disposable Heroes of Populi, then the first album of Spearhead, I felt so a big connection, a big spiritual connection. Mi ricordo in Italia l'hip hop era, it was not so big hip hop. I was one of the few that was really into hip hop. And Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy was so important for me because it was hip hop, but was not canonical hip hop. It was hip hop with something else, with jazz, with electronic, with this strong political vision, with experimentation, with a lot of strange sound. And I was crazy for that album. And then when Spearhead came out, I said, how it's possible that an artist can change, remaining the same spirit, the same soul, but the atmosphere's completely changed. And so it was so inspiring because I love this. I love artists that changes,
Yeah.
That's the sound of sunshine coming down. Il battito del sole. No, è la stessa cosa. Io stavo facendo il disco e avevo una gran voglia di provare ad avere un pezzo con Micheal nel disco perché in Safari abbiamo fatto un pezzo insieme nel disco precedente, quindi era come appunto un incontro di persone che hanno qualcosa in comune. E avevo questo pezzo, Battiti di farfalla, dove il testo si ispirava un po' all'idea del combattimento intesa come cosa nobile, il combattimento come si ispirava un po' al mito della box, no? Degli anni 70, Muhammad Ali, l'incontro in Kinshasa, no? E mi ricordo il mio babbo ci svegliò, my father woke me up to see Muhammad Ali in Kinshasa in the night. So it was a strong thing about my childhood. And so I wrote part of the lyrics, some atmosphere of the music, and I sent him to, and I get it back with his collaboration, with his ideas. Lui me l'ha rispedita con... Ed è un pezzo importante perché probabilmente non sarà un singolo del disco, ma è un pezzo che dal vivo per me fa parte di quei pezzi che io dal vivo mi diverto molto a fare, no? Even if it's not maybe gonna be a single, it's an important song for me to do it live, because it's a kind of song with an open structure, where live it can last 2 minutes or 20 minutes, you know? And I love this kind of song. In my albums, it's gonna always be 2 or 3 songs like that.
And that's the sound of sunshine coming down.
Il battito del sole, il battito del sole. And we're gonna do a movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah, a movie.
Not in the box. Maybe.
It's called the fuzzy microphone. It's the furry microphone.
Yeah.
It's about speaking into the microphone and broadcasting your message, but you have to get through all these filters and stuff.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
I know
And it's a romance.
You're improvising, but
It's-
I love this idea.
It's a romance set in Indonesia.
Yeah. No,
Between
saremo una coppia. Dopo Bud Spencer e Terence Hill, Micheal Franti e Jovanotti,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a, you know, it can be like a police movie also,
Yeah,
no?
yeah. Boxing too.
Yeah, boxing,
We're gonna
kung
combine,
fu,
kung
and
fu,
yoga, and some yoga.
in there too. And a lot of food.
Yeah, and sex,
Yeah.
in the final,
Yeah.
you know, romance, everything.
Yeah, I saw my friend Bobby, he said, what's up, man? You got it to work for 20 to live. I opened up my hand, he said, I'm glad to see. They can take away my job, but now...
He does it with Twitter. I follow him in
Yeah.
Twitter. I'm a follower.
I write on Twitter and Facebook a lot, but the way I communicate with my fans mostly is just right after the show. I walk off the stage every night and I speak to the fans. And sometimes I stay there for, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just talking to fans. Every night I do it. And I've always done it since I started in music. And in the past, you know, I used to get letters, you know, and I'd write, you know, every year I'd write maybe 12 responses. And then email came, and I started getting email, and I'd make maybe like 100 or 200 emails a year. But now with like Facebook and Twitter, I can write to like hundreds of thousands of people every day.
Yeah, it's
you know,
incredible.
and it's a great advancement because I get a lot of inspiration from the people who come to the shows, and whatever they're talking about, you know, if they're talking about, you know, God, the school loans are so high, I can't pay for my school, or if they're talking about, I met my girlfriend at your show and now we have 2 kids, you know, and sometimes they're talking about somebody who lost a job or somebody who has just had a stroke or has cancer or something like that. All these things, they enter into the way that I write songs, you know, because I always think of my songs as like I'm talking directly to my fans, like they're sitting right here and I'm just having a conversation with them, you know. Sometimes we're like yelling and screaming and dancing, sometimes we're just being quiet, sometimes I'm whispering in their ear, you know.
Yeah, io penso che il progresso tecnologico dei nuovi social network veramente ci stia dando l'opportunità di avere un rapporto molto più diretto, interessante, con dei feedback immediati e anche reale, no? Perché in Twitter tu scrivi senza pensare troppo, no? E questa cosa qui crea un rapporto molto vero, emozionale, che prima non era possibile, non era assolutamente possibile. E quindi anche io mi diverto mi diverto con Twitter, mi diverto con queste cose qua, con il sito, ho sempre usato, mi piace anche l'idea oggi di poter postare dei video immediatamente, no? Quindi fai delle cose, le posti direttamente, sono tanti media che puoi utilizzare i video, puoi utilizzare la scrittura. Io devo trattenermi un po' perché io sono un po', mi piace scrivere e quindi cerco di, appunto, devo darmi una regolata anche perché se no scriverei troppo, no? E sometimes I have to also be careful not to write too much, you know, because sometimes when I have an emotion, I have to keep it in the worm because I know that it's going to evolve, maybe in a song or something more, how you say, more clear, no? And so sometimes I have to to uh, to stop myself for not writing live too much. You know?
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, you know the feeling, you know?
And that's the sound of sunshine coming down.
Il battito del sole, il battito del sole, il battito del sole.
That's the sound.
Micheal Franti and Sparehead. So I do the MC, I do the MC.
Well, I'm always traveling the world, and I'm always writing about, I guess, social issues, you know. But on this record, it's really a personal record for me. It's not so much about the world. It's about the fact that I went through an operation. I had my appendix ruptured, and I almost died. And when I came back from the surgery, I saw everything with new eyes. You know, it's like, wow, gosh, I love my kids so much, and my friends are so beautiful. And one day I was eating an orange, and I was peeling it and saying, oh, well, look, the orange is like, it has its own like packaging. You can just open it, and inside there's a little compartment, and you can eat it and juice it and take the seeds and plant them. And man, I just love you, orange, so much. You know, and I saw everything with like such like freshness and beauty. And when I was in the hospital, every day I would go to the window and I would open the curtain and say, like, if the sun's shining, and if the sun was shining, I'd get like, this inspiration, like, yeah, it's going to be a great day today. And I said, if I could put that feeling like in a bottle and give it to people, you know, that it would be a really powerful thing in someone's life to be able to have the sun anytime they needed it, you know. And so that was my inspiration behind the sound of sunshine, was to make a record that felt like the experience of being in the sun.
È una cosa molto simile a quella che è successa a me mentre scrivevo e registravo ora, perché era un periodo difficile, io, non per me fisicamente, però c'è la mia mamma che stava molto male e quindi frequentavo molto gli ospedali in quel periodo. E siccome in Italia mi conoscono e mi vogliono bene, no? Io ho un rapporto bello con la gente, quindi nell'ospedale avevo sempre questa... ogni giorno andavo a trovare le persone, mi portavano magari in una camera, in un'altra, in un corridoio a firmare un autografo, a fare... E vivere questa esperienza mentre si registra un disco mi portava per forza quasi a sentire quest'urgenza, no? Come se dovessi dire a tutti quanto è bella la vita, no? Quanto è importante ogni attimo, quanto è meravigliosa ogni respiro, no? Quanto è miracoloso il fatto che noi attraverso semplicemente il respiro possiamo vivere, no? E provare l'esperienza del vivere. E quindi ho fatto questo disco pensando, tenendo sempre a mente questa cosa qua. Non so se poi questa cosa è passata, probabilmente è passata anche insieme a tutto il resto, che era anche il dolore, che era anche una sensazione anche di dolore che probabilmente pervade e combatte. Sono queste due sensazioni che combattono dentro il disco e che, come tutte le cose che contrastano tra di loro, generano forse un'energia che magari è rimasta dentro le canzoni. E rispetto al disco di Micheal questa cosa si sente molto. I wrote an email to Micheal quando ho sentito per la prima volta il disco e gli ho detto, questo it's your most political album, no? Even if you're not saying a political word, or because it's the politics of the emotions, it's the politics of life, of being human. You know, today is the most important political issue you can have, to make, you know, to remember that that we are human, that we are living, and we can be part of evolution, we can be part of changements, we can be part of happiness, we can be part of nature. And this is very strong in the album of Micheal. For this reason, I love it, and I think that it can connect a so intimate spirit with a top 40 spirit, you know, because these two things goes together, you know. You can be, it's a pop album in the best way. So it's a pop because it's popular, because it makes you feel part of something bigger than you. But at the same time, it's so simple and intimate, you know. It's like a caress, you know. It's the most simple things that there is, you know, but how good you can feel with a simple caress. You know? It's like this.
Voglio stare dove state anche quando ovunque c'era la chitarra sulla spiaggia, il profumo di una vela, il sole che mi scalda, le onde in movimento, il profumo di abbronzante che si spande nel vento.
The ocean,
Yeah.
and the girl so sweet.
Yeah.
Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. We say
Well, it comes from inside, you know, happiness. Two people could have the same experience, and you could go away from it feeling like, oh man, I feel so down. The other person can go away from it feeling happy. It's just how you make it. But you have to have some kind of foundation in your life, because if you're just allowing external forces, it's like the weather. If it's cloudy today, I feel cloudy. If it's sunny today, I feel sunny. So you have to create it from inside of you. And like just what you were saying before, like today there's a real battle in the world, and it's not against good and evil, because one person's good is the next person's evil. But it's a battle between cynicism and hope and possibility. And that's what the music is really about. And when we see people come together, like when I go to Lorenzo's show, I see people in the audience. They're not there alone. They're there with their children. They're there with their wife. They're there with their grandparents, you know, their parents. And everybody is singing together. When you see everybody come together like that, you get that sense that, you know, I'm not the only person in the world who believes in this idea.
Sure.
You know, there's other people who share my same feeling, and there's a power in that, you know.
Yeah, and there is maybe uno sbilanciamento, no? Rispetto nel racconto della realtà. C'è uno sbilanciamento a favore delle cattive notizie, diciamo così, no? E noi credo, attraverso la musica cerchiamo in qualche modo di ripianare questo sbilanciamento. There is our music, actually, I consider our music like a sort of resistant force to rebalance the bad news with the good news.
Yeah.
I want my song to be a good news.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Because there is a lack of good news in the media world, you know, in the communication world. And so you have to rebalance this lack with good feeling, with good, you know, life is not always good, you know, and bad news, there are bad news because bad news happens, actually. But good news are always harder to count, are always harder to say. And so art, poetry, music can rebalance this. Make it just remember you, no? That is like, sometimes I say, I do commercials for the world, you know? It's like if I do commercial, no, for a car or for, no, I can do it for a car, I can do it for a drink, I can do it for everything. But first of all, I can do commercial for life, you know, and my song is this, you know, that's what I like to work, because actually when I was telling before in a hospital, and somebody tells me, you know, that's your song helped me. In a moment I was listening to it, it's not actually my song helping you, I say, it's you that you're helping yourself, you know, and you're using an instrument, and I'm happy if I make the instrument, you know, to help you, because the other guy in the other bed is not using my instrument because maybe he don't find it good. So it's not me, it's the instrument, and you are the keys, not me. You know, I can do what I do better than I can.
È il battito del sole, il battito del sole, il battito del sole.
That's the sound
That's the sound
of sunshine
of sunshine.
coming down.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be coming to Italy for sure, and I hope we're going to be playing some shows
No, we
together
gotta
soon.
we gotta do something together for sure this year. Also because we have a single together.
Yeah,
no?
we got 2 singles.
Yeah, two singles together.
And
So
maybe we'll make a third one.
Yeah, yeah.
And to all the friends in America, if you don't know Lorenzo, he's going to be touring. He's going to be at Bonnaroo this
Bonnaroo,
year.
11 June.
So you have to make sure you go and check him out and tell him I sent you. I want to see some signs up there saying, Lorenzo, Lorenzo, we love you, we love you. You know?
Insomma, no, we're gonna see, ci vedremo sicuramente in giro in Italia, facciamo qualcosa, facciamo magari anche un video per The Sound of Sunshine e poi insomma ci troverete in giro. Yeah, man. All right.
Cool.
Grazie a tutti, un abbraccio,
Grazie.
Ciao.